I also, there's been a lot of things going on here locally, and we're trying, a lot of us are trying to battle that.
Correct.
The state makes it very difficult to do so because they say the power is with the people because we have the power of the vote. It's not true. Because if somebody, say your local official wins a vote, ask somebody how easy it is to get them removed when they prove to be not doing what they said they were going to do when their agenda is completely different from what they campaigned on. You know how hard it is to get them out of there?
Oh, yeah.
If you have any kind of calculation in your township, we've got over 4,000. You got to get a very high percentage to do a recall. And then it's going to go back out on the ballot. You got to get people to come to a special election. They're already going to 3 more that year. They don't want to go vote again. And it's just near impossible. And there is methods that you can do it. You can report this, and if it's illegal activity, then they'll take it to the AG, and then the governor will remove them, right? No.
No, not this governor.
They will not.
Not this governor.
It's in there. It's in the law that they can down.
And the reason why is because a lot of them are afraid to do anything because of the political backlash from the voters. Because
so they won't remove somebody that was duly elected by the public. Doesn't matter unless they show up drunk on the job all the time and you got COVID.
That's why prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yes, I know, but it's still.
And we should mandate that they have to have debates and get out there and answer to the
It is. But I think we also should get legislature that makes a more simple route when it is certain things.
That's what I was getting ready to tell you.
Because
The
a lot
solution.
of can be, if it's not, okay, for instance, let me give you a for instance.
Okay.
Now, I have just been hired by the township to fix their books, okay? But it has taken me about 6 years to get here to where they were doing something, not even just putting me in, I mean anybody doing the job right, okay? And in part of that, at one point in time, our supervisor was working full-time for the fire department. And there is a strict, flat, easily readable, no ambiguity law that says if you are a supervisor in township, you can work, and you've got less than 40,000 people, you can work for your fire department if, and it says if, you are not a full-time firefighter, you are not the fire chief, and you do not negotiate the salaries on behalf of either party. Okay? It's real clear. He did all 3. And he kept saying, I'm not a firefighter, I'm a paramedic. Well, both state and federal law have it very clear that if you work in a municipal fire department that has emergency medical services, but you are certified as a firefighter and you do have responsibility to extinguish fires and do all the things that firefighters do, you are not categorized as an EMS. You are a firefighter. That's the category they put you under. Only if you're working some EMS company that does nothing but EMS can you claim you're a paramedic. So he did that for years and got double pay because he was working, I can't remember, 80 hours or something like that. Tell me when he did the supervisor's job. He did.
Yeah. So the solution to things like that is you want to move to the legislature for that. You need to advocate to the legislature. This is what the laws you want to change. Narrow the scope of those things. Like, for instance, the recalls. The recalls allow the person that you're trying to recall to have unlimited fundraising, which helps that candidate and that party. So that needs to be, in my opinion, I agree that law needs to be amended to remove that from the law. A recall.
The problem is right now they have it where either the AG or the county prosecutor, if you have something like I did, it's not like a criminal offense. They don't make them pay back what they did because they were actually working. They can't. So the only thing they can do is stop.
Right.
You cannot work any longer as a full-time.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't even do that because they consider it a waste of their time. That it's our money.
Well, here's the other way you go around doing that, is you have to create a public outcry for it. Once you, and this goes back to the issues that I was talking about. This is an issue-focused manner. So you would take that issue to the people in your community and create the public outcry. Once you have that, now the legislator is going to be more willing to go and fight, because now you have given him the material he needed to go get that done.
Yeah, not in this county. They want, seriously, because what they do is they put out letters saying, no, he's not in violation.
What township are you with?
Somerset.
But if you write those letters, like I said, and you
Oh, I did.
and you print the law, take a screenshot and just put it right in there so that
And I
people
went
can
door to
see.
door. Not in this county.
Well, I mean, all you can do is try.
He fixed it now because he knew that I was serious, because I was going to file a personal suit against him. So,
And that's the other way of getting things done, is you file lawsuits.
he's changed it, and he's working hard now, and he's actually doing what the supervisor should be doing and should have been doing for the 4 years before. So really,
Well, and then you were successful because you got the job done.
But it was 6 years.
And you know what they say, the wheels of justice turn very slowly, and that is true. That is very true, because there's a lot of red tape in that system, and you have to go through all of it, and you can't skip. You can't go from A to D. You have to go A, B, C, and D. There's a process, and you have to go through the entire process, because if you try to skip and you go from A to D, you'll get to D, you'll get to talk to somebody, but then they're going to say, well, did you do this or did you do this? And you'll say no, and then they'll say, well, you got to go back and do it. So it's a
They
process.
make it that way so normal people don't have time to invest.
It is, but like I say, I would like more push for our state legislators to really look at the laws. I mean, one of our friends, that is in lawsuits right now over stuff from the 2020 election. She was clerk, and they are absolutely false charges that they brought her up on, and it is now to the point where it's going to trial. They got through umpteen gajillion, for show cause. How it got through that judge, I won't even guess, because it should have been
Activist judges.
But the director of the Bureau of Elections for the state was very pompous, very confident, when even though he was giving illegal directives, he quoted an administrative rule that wasn't even put into effect until 2025.
Exactly.
He still, and it is in conflict with both state and the federal constitution and laws. He said, you'll have to challenge me in court to get this listed as an unlawful rule, and then get them to take it out from the Secretary of State's administrative rules. That's ridiculous that all of that is put on the people.
Yes.
And that kind of thing is what, well, I'm going to talk to Jonathan about it, but, Jonathan Lindsay, but we need more contact and support from them as well.
And that's where those personal relationships do come in, and they are, when you have those personal relationships, like I said, it's very difficult for them to come and explain to you why they voted against your interest, or why they voted against the way you asked them to. So keeping those relationships intact is very, very important. It's very impactful. And that is a tool that you can use when things like this come up. And not just talking to Jonathan Lindsay, he's in the Senate, but you talk to other people in the House, because that's where those things are going to start. So you get people in the Senate on you.
I know Jonathan, I don't know.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to get Jonathan.
Absolutely.
Who else I need to-
I'm just making that clarification for the people who might be watching, so that they understand. That's how I have always done it. I talk to people in the Senate to get them on the same page as me, and I go to the House and get them on the same page, so that when the House does something about it, the Senate is already aware of it and they're ready for it.